Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a great day already. Hey, welcome to Mindset Monday. My name is Drew Demery. I am a father, a real estate coach, a business coach, an entrepreneur. And every Monday, we're going to talk about mindset. So today, if you haven't joined us before, we're going to have a deep dive into our mindset, but specifically around a specific topic that I really feel this one right here might be the most important of all the ones we've talked about so far. So today we're going to talk about standards, right? So do you have standards in your life, your personal relationships, your food, your health, your career, right? Standards are so important, right? So the definition of standards, we all know what that means, right? But it's a level or a quality of attainment, according to like the dictionary, right? It's an idea or a thing used to measure normal or like comparative evaluations of how things are going, right? So if you're thinking about in business world, you have a standard of excellence, right? You have customer service standards, right? I hope you have standards for your relationships, right? How you expect to be treated, right? How you a standard of communication, right? Reciprocating um, conversations that are respectful, right? So today I want to talk about how do we use the growth mindset to set high standards, and how do we create standards so that we don't fall short of those. And when we see a moment where maybe our standards are not being met, we can kind of pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and go, you know what? I got to refocus, reset those standards because I deserve better. The people around me deserve better. My business deserves better. My clients deserve more, right? So I want you to think about like maybe some popular, famous humans. And the first couple in my head that pop into my head are really Steve Jobs would be probably the first one I think of. I'm pretty sure you would agree he has some pretty high standards of when he built his company. Um, and even after his death, many of the technology and just the company overall, the standards that they have, right? I know probably another famous person would be like Oprah Winfrey, right? She's had a pretty illustrious career in many aspects of film, TV production, right? I'm sure you would expect that she has high standards for her life and also her businesses, right? And then most recently, I was watching the U.S. Olympics, and right, do you think athletes they have high standards, right? They to qualify to even get to the Olympics, and then actually have the ability, skill, and mindset to be able to earn a medal is just inspiring, right? So why do you think, with all these standards around us, with all these business standards and these professional athletes and these celebrities, and then maybe people in your own environment, maybe it's someone you look up to in your family that has high standards, why do so many people don't think that they deserve a quality standard of care, right? Quality standard of the business, quality standard of just a relationship, right? I often see through coaching for almost 10 years, an entrepreneur now 20 years, a lot of that disconnect of our mindset around our standards comes from fear, right? We we work hard and sometimes we just feel like we have to put up with how people are treating us, right? Our standards are set and then we lower them because honestly we have fear of lack of income or fear of if I say something, that relationship will be broken, right? Sometimes I also see standards are broken because we're bored. That consistency that standards take, that consistent effort, the consistent habit that we have to endure day in and day out gets boring, and we unfortunately face self-sabotage. We chase those things, those shiny object syndrome, and we get inconsistent, we get complacent because we know what our standard is, and yet we lowered the bar because we're just bored, or maybe our endurance, maybe we're just tired, right? So I want us to go into this discussion as how do we reset our standards for ourselves, for our relationships, and for our businesses. So if you feel like you've slid back, maybe you're not feeling like your standards are up to the level that you want them to be, I want you to take this week and to focus on how you can reset those standards. I was thinking kind of in a different way. This give an example that comes up in my head a lot when we talk about standards. Maybe let's say you're running on a treadmill for 30 minutes and you hit this 7-minute mile, right? And you're proud of yourself because you've never done that before. So then tomorrow you're going to get back on the treadmill again. Do you hit it again, right? What got you there yesterday? Is it going to get you there today? Maybe, maybe not. You're in a different mindset than you were yesterday. You may be more or less fatigued than you were yesterday, right? The environment around you changes every single day, right? So I think so many times when we're talking about the standards, we hit the standard, and then the challenge is being consistent with hitting it repetitively in the future, right? 7-minute mile, we hit it today. Can we do it tomorrow? Can we do it the next day? Can we do it next Friday? Can we do it? You know what I'm saying, right? And then I think about like corporations that have to hit the standard consistently. Let's just keep it real. Let's think of like the cream of the crop hotel chain, Ritz-Carlton. The front desk person, they got to hit that standard. That you don't care if they're having a bad day. You don't care if his wife just said, "Hey, I'm asking for a divorce." You want to be checked into the hotel. You want to have a standard or quality of communication and care that you expect from the Ritz-Carlton. Continuing on that conversation, maybe the housekeeper or the maintenance staff is not having a great day. Something happened in their world. Well, you're still expecting the beds to be made and the maintenance to be done, right? You're still expecting a clean and functional room, right? So unfortunately, sometimes we have to just we have to build consistency and standards, even when we're not feeling it. And that's where the growth mindset comes in, because we got to realize that our mindset has to show up when our endurance and our mood isn't there, when we don't feel like pushing through the standard, when we don't feel like that, right? So I challenge you to go into this week of how can we use mindset in a way to build and stabilize consistent standards in our lives and in our businesses. So I jotted down 3 or 4, and I wanted to shoot them to you so you can kind of think and reflect on them. First thing that I think to build consistency and standards is we got to create the standards for ourselves. Before you expect something from someone else, their standards of excellence, their standard of communication, their standard of business, you've got to have a set of standards, right? That's your go or no go, right? What are you going to put up with what are you not going to put up with? What are you going to put out there versus what do you not want to put out there, right? What's your stamp of approval? What's your quality? So first of all, that's super important. Second is I really want you to, and I'm meaning this in the best coaching, sincere way, is we got to stop lying to ourselves, right? We do it every day. I do it. You do it. We do it. Because think about it. Let's say you woke up and you're like, I'm going to go to the gym today later after work. You go to work. Your standard is go to work. After work, I'm going to go to the gym. Get home from work after a rough day. You're not feeling it. You don't go to the gym. What you just did, you lied to yourself, right? And your subconscious knows that, right? So you know, hey, I woke up saying I have a standard a commitment that I'm going to go to the gym at the end of the day. And then when you break your promise to yourself, your standards are now shattered like glass. So I want you to think about that. We've got to stop lying to ourselves, commit to the things that we can commit to, and then execute them. Go all in, right? And if you know that you're not able to do it, don't set that standard. Don't set that commitment, because breaking that commitment or standard really does affect your mindset. It creates a negative habit that unfortunately spirals into many aspects. Number 3, I want you to hang out with people that have a similar standard as you, if not a growth mindset at a higher level. Hang out with people that have habits that you want to attain, maybe habits that you're not quite there, but you want to get there. And it leads to kind of my final thought is kind of a similar thing. Growing up, my parents always said, don't be the smartest person in the room. I think that's very similar in the sense of mindset and specifically standards, right? Be sure you surround yourself with growth mindset individuals that have high standards, that you can see it. You can see it in their business. You can see it in their relationships. You can see it on their finance. You can see it how they dress and their fitness and health, right? Nothing wrong with hanging out with people with high standards, because you never know. You may grow into that standard of accountability and habits. So we end with a mindset quote every single week. And this is the one from Michael Jordan, which I love. You have competition every day because you set such high standard for yourself that you have to go out every day and live up to that. I'll read it a second time, as always. You have competition every day because you set such a high standard for yourself that you have to go out every day and live up to that. Well said, Michael Jordan, right? So, what is your standard? What are you doing to compete with yourself so that you put the best foot forward every single day? And even when there's days when you're not feeling it, how do you rise above that? How do you create that mindset where you do it anyway, right? So, thank you so much for joining me on these mindset conversations. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and all those good things, because I learn from you just like you're learning from me, because together we're in this together. So thank you so much, and I'll join you and I'll see you at our next mindset conversation. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.